The title of the story is Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there were the very beautiful blonde girl who lived in a village near the forest with her mother. One day, her grandma gave her a very nice red riding cloak. That is why everybody in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood says, "Did you call me, Mom?" Mother says, "Yes, Little Red Riding Hood. Your grandma is very sick. I want you to go to her house and take her this little basket with some bread and honey." Little Red Riding Hood says, "Yes, Mom." Mother says, "But don't stop in the forest and don't talk to strangers. Do as I say and get soon to your grandma's house." Little Red Riding Hood says, "Yes, Mom." A little Red Riding Hood went through the forest with the little basket for her grandma who lived in a nearby village. Along the way, she saw many beautiful flowers in the forest. "Oh, what a beautiful flowers! I will take some to my grandma." She left the little basket in the ground to pick up some flowers when suddenly Wolf says, "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood." "Ha ha 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 ha." Little Red Riding Hood says, "Good morning, Mr. Wolf." Wolf says, "Where are you going so early?" Little Red Riding Hood says, "I'm going to my grandma's house to take her this little basket with some bread and honey." Wolf says, "Goodbye." Ha 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 ha. Little Red Riding Hood kept looking for flowers, disobeying her mother, who told her not to stop in the forest and to get soon to her grandmother's house. Meanwhile, the wolf knocked at the Little Red Riding Hood grandmother's house. "Grandmother, who's there?" Wolf says, "It's me, grandmother, Little Red Riding Hood, and I bought you a basket with some bread and honey." Grandmother says, "Come in, my little daughter, push the door." As soon as the wolf entered, she gobbled up Little Red Riding Hood grandmother. Then he put on a nightgown, jumped into a bed, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood. A few minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the grandmother's house. She knocked at the door. Wolf says, "Who's there?" Little Red Riding Hood says, "Grandmother, it's me, your granddaughter, Little Red Riding Hood. I came to bring you a little basket with some bread and honey." Wolf says, "Come in, my little daughter, push the door." Little Red Riding Hood entered the little house. She went straight to her grandmother's room, and in the bed there was a wolf, dressed with her grandmother's clothes. Wolf says, "Come in, my little girl, rest for a while." Little Red Riding Hood sat on a chair and looked at her grandmother. Little Red Riding Hood says, "Oh, how big ears you have, grandmother." Wolf says, "They are to hear you better, honey." Little Red Riding Hood says, "And how big eyes you have." Little Wolf says, "To see you better, Little Red Riding Hood." Little Red Riding Hood says, "Oh, grandmother, and why do you have those big teeth and that big mouth?" Wolf says, "They are to eat you better. Ha 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 ha." And the wolf gobbled up Little Red Riding Hood. Then the wolf fell asleep. Meanwhile, a woodsman was passing by the little house. When he saw the door open, he entered, looked for the lady, and then he saw the wolf. Woodsman says, "Oh, the wolf is sleeping, and he's so fat. I hope I'm on time." Then he took the wolf by the neck and made him spit out the poor grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood says, "Oh, thank you, good woodsman." Grandmother says, This will be a lesson for you, Little Red Riding Hood. Now, you will never disobey your mother. The end. Bye po. Thank you for watching.